Hey guys, welcome back. So not too long ago I reviewed this palette right here, which is the Dragon Child palette. This was from Makeup Monsters Cosmetics, a really fun indie brand. Well, they recently rebranded and have a whole entirely new name, new kind of theme. So they're now called Menagerie Cosmetics and they have much more of like an animal theme going on. And one of the things they decided to do when they rebranded is kind of give back to the animals. So 10% of every sale is donated to the Animal Welfare Institute to fight animal testing and save wildlife globally. So that's really awesome. And of course, all their products are cruelty free. I don't know if they're always vegan, but this palette that I'm about to show you is vegan. So this is their newest palette as the new brand Menagerie Cosmetics. It's called the Feral palette. First off, how gorgeous is this artwork? It is just absolutely stunning. So that's the front of the palette. Nothing fancy on the back. It just says Menagerie Cosmetics and has their website and says that it's vegan and cruelty free. So this is the inside of the palette. I absolutely love this. I really love the versatility in this palette. I'll show you their Dragon Child palette compared to it. So I love the Dragon Child palette just for the fun colors. This one though, I think is so versatile because you can do a neutral look. You can do something with these gorgeous kind of pinks and purples. You can do something with the greens. You just have a lot of really fun, interesting colors to play with. And you could easily do this kind of on the more neutral, natural color side, or you can go really fun and crazy with the color. So I really do love that. Another fun thing that I didn't know about either of these palettes until they recently put it on their Instagram page is apparently these pans are magnetic. So at first I was like, oh, it doesn't line up very well, but actually they're magnetically put in here. So you can pop out any of these shadows. So if you were traveling and you didn't want to take the whole palette, maybe you have a Z palette of singles you wanted to take, you could pop that in there. I just thought that was really cool. So that goes for both of their palettes. They're magnetic. So I guess that's going to be something that they do for the future. So like I already mentioned, this palette is cruelty-free and vegan. It retails for $39.99 and it is still in stock on their website. So I'll make sure I have that linked down below so you guys can pick it up if you want to. I'm definitely really interested. Of course, I want to try out the greens, but I want to try out the pinks as well. So I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and do 2 looks with this one, just so that I can really kind of play around with it and have some fun. First up is the shade Harmonia, and I'm using this on a fluffy brush just to blend it into the crease area and a little bit onto the brow bone. And then I'm using a white primer all over the lid. This one is from Menagerie Cosmetics, and I'm leaving it tacky. And then going right into Night Eyes with a detail brush, and I'm just packing this onto the inner portion of the eye. And I also went ahead and added it to the inner corner. Then into Wisteria, I'm using kind of a fluffy but flat brush to just pack this on top of that primer. So I'm just kind of using small patting motions to really get that color down and then kind of blending it a little bit at the crease area. And then into Mariposa, and I'm adding this to the outer portion of the eye, just using that same brush to pack it on. Then going back into Wisteria and Mariposa with a fluffy blending brush, I'm just working those colors a little bit more into the crease and flaring it out on the outer corner and just barely dragging it over the yellow. And then back into Harmonia just to really blend out that outer portion. Now with Pack Leader on my finger, I'm just tapping this color onto the center of the lid. It looks really gorgeous over Wisteria. And then I'm taking that same shade on a flat angled brush and just aligning the entire lower lash line. And then running Wisteria underneath that with a pencil brush. And I decided to go back into Night Eyes and just add a little bit more of that yellow on the lower lash line. For an inner corner highlight, I'm using the Anastasia Aurora kit. I'm using the shade Lyria just to kind of add a little bit more of a brightness and a shimmer. Now liner and lashes off camera and then on to the lips. So I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible. It's one of the chocolate liquid lips in the shade Bittersweet. And this is the finished first look. And now onto the second look. So I'm starting this one with the shade Wolfling and I'm running that through the crease just to set the primer portion of the crease only. And then into the shade Fenris on a fluffy brush, and I'm trying to be very light-handed so that I can build up the color gradually, but I'm just running this beautiful green shade all through the crease and flaring it out on the outer portion of the eye. I only dipped into the pan twice to get this amount of color. Then into the shade Ivy on my little detailed brush, I'm focusing this directly into the crease, just really packing that color on, and then kind of blending it out once I've got it laid down in the crease. Then I switched over to a more dense kind of flat brush so that I could really pack it onto that outer corner of the eye and then kind of blend it out. And then back into Fenris just to kind of blend everything out. Now into Night Eyes with a really fluffy kind of blending brush. I'm just adding this to the top of that green, just so there's just the subtlest little bit of yellow peeking over the top of that green Fenris shade. Then using my Tarte Shape Tape, I'm cutting the crease halfway. Going into Hucara, if that's how it's pronounced, I'm using my finger and I'm just packing this all over the lid. And then once I get a really good base down, I'm going in with a flat brush, which I did spray. I would recommend not doing this though. I would say keep the brush dry, but I'm just using this brush to get right up to the edges. And then back into Ivy with a fluffier brush, just tapping it over the top where those two meet. Now going into Alpha with a flat angled brush, I'm just lining the entire lower lash line. I'm keeping this very, very, very close to the lash line. And then I'm going into Allium with my pencil brush, and I'm starting by packing that over the top of the Alpha shade and really getting a lot of that purple down. And then I'm just starting to blend it downwards so that it's a bit more of a blown out purple look. And this time for my inner corner highlight, I'm using the shade Helia, which is the green highlight shade, and I'm just packing that onto the inner corner as well as underneath and dragging it a little bit onto the actual inner portion of the eyelid as well. Liner and lashes off camera again, and let's finish off with lips. I wasn't sure if I wanted to use Harvest or Libra from Black Moon Cosmetics, but I ended up deciding to go with Libra, which is the more kind of neutral color, and I just think it looked really beautiful with these eyes because they're so bold. And this is the completed second look. All right guys, so that's 2 looks done with this new Feral palette from Menagerie Cosmetics. I'm really, really pleased with this. I was happy with their other palette, the Dragon Child palette. I loved the quality of this one, and this one is just the same as far as really intense mattes, super intense, bright, bold colors. They're just gorgeous colors, and I feel like especially if you have both palettes, I mean, if you have both of these palettes, look at the gorgeous color combinations you could do. You could definitely combine the 2 palettes. This one is like a little bit more like warm. This one's a little bit more cool toned. It kind of gives you everything that you could need, and it's just beautiful. So I can't wait to see what else they come out with as Menagerie Cosmetics. I know that they're going to be launching their liquid lipsticks and some other products soon. Back when they were Makeup Monsters, they had a ton of liquid lipsticks, and I actually own a few of them. I kind of didn't think about it, but I probably should have used one in this look. I know they were going to be keeping some of the shades. I don't know if they're going to keep all the shades or if it's the same formula, but I know that they've got new packaging in the works and other items coming out. So I love the direction that they're going in with this new rebranded company. I mean, the palette itself, the artwork is absolutely gorgeous. I love the message behind it. You know, I love the whole animal theme, and I love the fact that they're being a bit charitable with a percentage of their proceeds. I think that's really awesome. So definitely impressed with this palette and can't wait to see more from Menagerie Cosmetics. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye guys.